Highlights of Miles Guo's live broadcast from May 5, 2020 to May 10, 2020. More than 5 CCP insiders have escaped from China. The CCP's state TV station, CCTV, recently run a series of frantic crusade against Mr. Steve Bannon and Secretary Pompeo. These actions shocked the whole of America's political arena. From this, we can tell that the strong evidence that we obtained about CCP's manufacturing of this virus as a bioweapon to face up America, and how they released the viruses worldwide to devastate global society and lives, directly hit CCP on its face. There have been more than 5 VIP individuals who have recently escaped from China, including senior scientists familiar with Wuhan P4 biochemical weapon plans, one senior military general, who has direct information about how CCP planned and executed the virus release plan. More relevant virus scientists have escaped from China and arrived in many other countries. In the future, for the new China without CCP, we must learn the lessons from the Islamic Revolution in Iran in the 1970s, and ensure that our platform will become a safe deposit box to protect and appreciate the asset value of our whistleblow movement members, globally. Per our insider information, there may be some big move in the near future for CCP's Northern War Zone, which we are closely monitoring. Once their mission starts to execute, it will be a huge boost for our success. President Trump's statement on CCP virus. President Trump's statement on the CCP virus this afternoon in the White House, the definition and its origin, is what we expect to hear the most. President Trump pointed out that this ongoing CCP virus epidemic casualty and its damage went far beyond the Pearl Harbor plus 9/11 attacks on America, and CCP should have been responsible for it at the very beginning. I believe that this is the result of our most accurate intelligence, and the result of our challenge against WHO, as well as those top virus experts BS in the world. I'd like to re-emphasize the 4 major must-have conditions to eliminate CCP here. 1. The public denouncement of President Trump-President Xi Jinping friendship. 2. The deprivation of Hong Kong's free trade zone privilege, the crash and closure of the stock market for Shanghai, Shenzhen, and HK, and the complete devaluation of the RMB and Hong Kong dollar. 3. The CCP's military and secret police crackdown on Hong Kong freedom protest with the U.S. government's full-scale interference in the upcoming days. 4. The swift uprising, coup, of CCP powerful insiders, expose Revolution Brothers, against CCP central government. Understanding of CCP's domestic issues. Like I emphasized many times, since the CCP virus is artificially synthesized and genetically modified, even if the patient is cured, the patient may experience and suffer series of sequelae as well as relapse in the future, and the torture will make you feel like you'd rather die than to live. The upcoming freedom protest movement in Hong Kong will be a critical life or death moment for Hong Kong's freedom pursuit, and the final psychological tolerance limit of CCP to fully control it. Per our insider information, the CCP's so-called 2 sessions were rushed to be held on May 21, in order to divert its domestic dissatisfaction sentiments against CCP and force the public attention on the upcoming conflicts against the United States. At the same time, CCP also tries to play a hero and leader to rescue the world. They also try to avoid the embarrassment of shame as we claim that the day, June 4th, will be the birthday of a new... What CCP did is just like the last military parade of Nazi Germany during World War II. In order to eliminate the core members of the exposed revolution, such as Guo Wengui, Luda, Sarah, and Hong, Dr. Bo, and Mr. Steve Bannon, etc., CCP has invested more than $10 billion since 2019. However, the more they suppress us, the more influential we are, worldwide. Please keep in mind and be careful as the CCP overseas secret police SWAT team is exhausting its final mission to kill before CCP dies. USA's fight back. After a series of planning, action, and cooperation with the U.S. government and our allies in the world, I'm sure the following major events that will happen in the near future, one after another. 1. The United States will confirm that the CCP virus is manufactured in the biochemical lab. 2. The United States will officially announce that the CCP virus is the worst terrorist attack in the U.S. history. 3. The United States will punish the CCP hijacked Chinese government and claim state-level collateral damage, including those residue debts owed before 1949, a way to leverage and re-establish a formal relationship with ROC, and seal the overseas assets of any kind, hidden by the CCP senior state officials and their illegitimate children. 4. U.S. to launch a secret weapon to bring down the CCP internet firewall. 5. The U.S. will convict the Hong Kong government and CCP's guilt to use anti-humanity and terrorist methods to suppress the Hong Kong freedom and democracy movement. 6. The U.S. and other Western countries will sanction Hong Kong government high-ranking officials in cooperating with the CCP, as well as to strip Hong Kong's free trade zone privilege, and execute the Taiwan Protection Law. Let me assure you that none of the above major events will happen before the related operation is complete. For our Expose revolution, what we do today is what you can see tomorrow. What we say today is what you can get tomorrow. This is our value. How to build a new China without CCP. First, let's not talk about big topics such as supply chain, production base, etc. The first step is to rebuild the whole education system so that people will enjoy free religion, highly respected moral standards, and a true legal system. The second step is the future relationship between New China and other countries. Regardless of the national power, New China must abide by the international norms and standards, abide by the common value of humanity, and we must establish a brand new national image internationally. Third, because of the 70 years of brainwashing by the CCP, the reconstruction of New China will encounter various unimaginable difficulties. We must have a clear understanding of it and be well prepared for it. I want to emphasize, don't expect any medicine to cure the CCP virus. Even if the patient is recovered from the virus infection, you may still live in a very painful life. You see Alibaba's Jack Ma in a recent video, he wasn't wearing a mask with a group of people, he must have some special medicine. Therefore, it is very critical to go through a thorough investigation to the bottom of the pandemic to find an antidote. I will say never take any antidote publicly recommended by the CCP, it is useless. The U.S. action and CCP's death penalty. Regarding the reason for setting June 4th date as the end day of CCP, here is my view to share. Since President Xi Jinping and Vice President Wang Qishan, the two actual controllers of CCP and China, had horrible personal experiences during the Cultural Revolution, it resulted in a complete division and distortion of their personality, as obvious traits of paranoia, but also of antisocial, sadistic, and narcissistic personality disorders, and distinct traits of post-traumatic stress disorder, just like what Nazi Hitler once showed. The pursuit of absolute power, coupled with greed and corruption, their rogue nature formed at a young age will let them completely ignore the international order, human dignity, and they even dare to destroy the human beings to achieve their strategic goals. Therefore, the fall of CCP is just a historical necessity. The collapse of CCP on June 4th this year is our goal. Although the specific form may not necessarily happen in the way we expected, CCP and its power will surely end in 2020. The Fed and institutional investors have the ability to eliminate the CCP by adjusting the way the global financial system operates. Specifically, the U.S. will announce the cancellation of the Hong Kong Free Trade Zone status, which will cut off the CCP's financial access to the outside world. Once the U.S. announces the freezing of U.S. Treasury bonds held by the CCP and the overseas personal assets, especially those in the U.S., of CCP senior officials such as President Xi Jinping and Vice President Wang Qishan and their illegitimate children abroad, the U.S. and the CCP will economically be decoupled and become irreversible enemies. By then, all funds and institutional investors must passively withdraw their funds from China, and the stock markets in Hong Kong, Shanghai, and Shenzhen will collapse. Those Chinese stocks in the U.S. stock market will be finished, CCP's economy will lose their financial foundation and collapse. The U.S. has this courage, determination to do so at its own costs. The arrangements of these major events have actually completed, and their execution is quietly in progress. Everyone will soon be able to witness the historical moment. Thanks for watching and stay safe.